Mr. McGovern.
Yes, Redland, what is it?
I have a fantastic idea for a good story.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, this could be front-page material. Prominent Kingsley socialite kidnapped.
Kidnapped? Who?
Charles Carpenter's daughter, Miriam Mason. She's been missing ever since the middle of November.
Missing? I thought you said kidnapped.
Well, all I know is that she's missing for sure right now, but I have reason to believe that there's foul play involved.
Redland, we don't write newspaper stories on hunches. We need facts.
But, Mr. McGovern, no one has laid eyes on this woman in over 6 weeks. Her family, relatives, no one. Now, I mean, she couldn't have just disappeared into thin air. Something must have happened. That's news. What do you say?
That's it. That does it.
Well, if it isn't little Miss Sunshine herself.
It's not fair. I have a fortune tied up in jewelry.
I guess things didn't go so well with your attorney.
They call that justice. I mean, justice for who? Certainly not for me.
Well, what happened? Tell me what they said.
Oh, I thought the prosecuting attorney was supposed to be on my side.
Well, he is in this case.
Well, the stupid idiot, you wouldn't believe what he did.
Well, what?
Well, this prosecuting attorney decides that he's going to do something real stupid. You know what? He decides that he's going to go and talk to Tab's attorney and ask him if he will agree to the release of my jewelry.
Right.
So this twerp of a defense attorney just decides that, no, he can't release it to me. I mean, for whatever reason, I'm sure Tab set him up to it.
Well, you can't really blame Tab.
Vicky, whose side are you on here?
Nancy, yours, of course. I'm just being realistic.
Well, there's my jewelry sitting in this courtroom for how long, I don't even know. And, meanwhile, I'm stuck. I have no money.
Nancy, sometimes I don't understand you. You are living in an $80,000 house right now, and you're complaining about being broke.
Yeah, but I can't pay my bills.
Well, why don't you sell off your side of the house? I mean, you'd have fun in a singles place.
No, I can't do that. You don't understand what that place means to me.
Nancy, you've got to be realistic. You've got $20,000 worth of hospital bills, and who knows what else to pay. And I've seen these kind of things happen before, and the longer you put it off, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah, but I'm trying. I mean, that's why I went down to the lawyers today.
Nancy, I don't think you understand. If you don't make some kind of payment, the collection agencies are gonna go to the courts and force you to sell your part of the house.
Well, they can't do that.
Don't kid yourself, Nancy, and I'm just trying to warn you. If you don't sell your house now, with the hopes of getting a decent price for it, then you're gonna be in more trouble than you already are.
No, look, you sound just like my sister. Look, I don't even want to talk about this anymore, okay?
Okay, fine, Nancy, fine. But listen, you're gonna have to come up with a big pocket full of change. And how are you gonna do that? Are you gonna rob a bank?
Well, don't think I haven't thought of it.
Hi.
Oh, terrific. Mr. Smiles himself, that's all I need now.
Listen, Nancy, why don't you go ahead and take a break, and I'll handle Mr. Prescott.
Thanks, Vic.
You're welcome.
Man, what's bothering her?
It's really none of your business.
Is that so?
So Miriam Mason has been missing for 6 weeks, huh?
Yeah, the last anyone saw her was the day that her father had heart surgery, and she was here to find out about his operation.
Her father's Charles Carpenter. Yeah, I remember. He was the one that had the heart attack during the opening ceremonies at Hollister Mall. I remember. How could I forget that?
Yeah, the whole town must have seen his picture on the front page.
What do the police say about the disappearance?
Well, nothing as of yet, but Brubaker's working on it.
Missing person.
Yeah, he found her car on Lincoln Street.
On Lincoln Street? What was she doing in that neighborhood?
She lived there.
Charles Carpenter's daughter?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, she was staying with my mother.
Oh, hold on, Redlin. If this is a personal matter, I think we better reconsider.
Mr. McGovern, the fact that Miriam Mason was a friend of my mom does not change the fiber of the story.
But is there any evidence that she was kidnapped?
Well, no, not specifically.
Well, I have to admit Charles Carpenter's daughter is fair game, all right. Have you talked to Carpenter yet?
Yeah, this morning. You know, funny thing, Mr. McGovern, I was thinking, if I were Charles Carpenter, I would be dying to get the paper to do a story on my daughter. I mean, I figured that the more people know about her disappearance, more likely someone would know where she was.
Well, didn't he feel that way?
Just the opposite. In fact, he threatened to sue us if we printed the story.
Oh, terrific. Terrific. And when were you going to tell me about that, Redlin? After we'd run the story on page 1?
But no, that's why I wanted to talk to you. The missing person report is now public record. Don't you see? There's nothing he can do about it.
Good point. Good point. You know, maybe we've got a good story here. Oh, why don't you do a draft on it? We'll talk about it, all right?
Okay, I'll get started on it right away.
You know, Redlin, I think there's more to this than meets the eye. I don't suppose you could get a picture of Miriam Mason, do you?
Not from Charles Carpenter. But I may be able to come up with a couple of snapshots from my mother that we could use.
Now you're talking.
Okay, I'll get started right away.
Hold on a second, Redlin. Another thing. Good instincts.
Thank you, sir.
Keep up the good work.
I'll try.
And see if you can check out the angle of Carpenter not wanting any publicity on this. You know, it just doesn't add up.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Well, maybe if you girls spent more time on business instead of on personal matters, I wouldn't have to check up on you so often. Vicky, I want to know exactly what's going on with those permits on the Canterbury office complex.
They're being processed.
Vicky.
And as soon as they're ready, you may come in and pick them up just like anybody else.
Well, do you think you could call me when they do come in?
And what makes you think he deserves such special treatment?
Special treatment? No. You've been stalling those papers for weeks now.
It's out of my hands. When they're ready, you'll have to come in here like anybody else.
Vicky, please. I want to get started on this project. If I can get those permits by the end of the month, I can get construction going by middle February. Come on. Isn't there anything you can do to speed things up?
As I said before, it's out of my hands.
Don't give me that. I know exactly what goes on in this office. You could have those permits for me today if you set your mind to it.
Is that so?
All I'm asking is for you to do what you can.
Believe me, Gil, I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah, I see that.
Are you still here?
No, I was just leaving.
Well, don't let me stop you.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Oh, Gil, if there's anything I can do about this permits, I'll do it.
Thanks, Vicky. I'd appreciate it.
What do you mean, anything you can do?
Anything I can do to delay them as long as possible will be done.
You mean the Canterbury office complex?
What else?
Well, where are they?
Oh, well, they're being processed somewhere. Paperwork, you know it is. I'm sure they're going to show up, though, in 2 months, maybe 3, 4 if he's lucky.
That a girl, Vicky. You're really getting the hang of it.
And I owe it all to you, Nancy. You've told me everything I know.
Well, I take that as a compliment.
You ought to, because Mr. Prescott's going to pay. Mark my words.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm about ready for a break.
Yeah, I'm not getting very far in these sketches anyway.
Why don't you just drop it, come back to it later? Sometimes it goes faster like that.
You're probably right.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we'll just forget all about work. Pretend there's no Prescott development.
Yeah, now you sound like my brother.
Hey, watch that, all right?
You know what, Peter? It's been a long time since we've just talked.
Yeah.
How is Lori getting along?
That's kind of hard to say. I guess she's doing okay. Sometimes she's just plain old Lori. And then suddenly she clams up. Nobody knows what's going on in that head of hers. I sure don't.
Well, I've been praying for her. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. What about you and Russ? How are you guys getting along?
Peter, to be real honest with you, that's a subject I would rather not talk about.
Okay, yeah.
Are all men like Russ and Gil?
What do you mean?
Oh, you know, so pig-headed.
I don't put myself in that category.
No, no, you don't. It's just that, well, Russ and I are, we're supposed to go out to dinner later on tonight, and, I just can't get through to him these days, Peter.
Well, as much as I dislike that guy now, I guess being out of a job would make it kind of harder to get along with him, you know?
Oh, I didn't tell you. He started working for his father. In fact, today was his first day.
Really? Yeah, what's he doing?
Well, I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, you don't want to talk about that either, huh?
No, I'm being serious. I really don't know.
Whatever it is, I hope he's not acting like a big shot again. I don't care if his dad is the boss, he can still get fired. Oh, Marianne, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
No, that's okay. I realize he caused your mom a lot of trouble. I just hope he learned his lesson. Peter, why do men have to be so complicated?
Hey,
Hey there.
what's up?
Oh, nothing, we're just taking a break.
A break? Oh, I'm surprised to hear my sister's allowing that.
If you don't mind, I think we're going to take a break, too. I'm going to go get some fresh air.
I didn't mean to chase you off. What's wrong with her?
We're just talking about Russ.
I knew it! Man!
Hey, Marianne said that you and Russ had a lot in common. I'm beginning to see...
Watch it! We have nothing in common. Do you understand?
What about your temper,
I said...
Jill?
Oh.
Why don't you just leave her alone, man? If she wants to date Russ, that's her business.
Did I say I was gonna do anything? No. Peter, I've already gone through this with her more times than you can count.
Okay, she didn't say why. I just know she's upset with this whole relationship.
As far as I'm concerned, that's her problem. I've done everything I could.
Done everything you could about what, Gil?
About the permits. I was over at the OPD, and I know Vicky's holding back on those permits.
Vicky Lang wouldn't do that.
That's how much you know about women. She's doing it to get back at me, Peter.
Maybe if you hadn't treated her like you did, Gil, she wouldn't feel that way.
I don't care how she feels. Marianne, she has no business using that position to carry out a personal vendetta.
You're sure that's what she's doing?
You're making a very serious accusation, Gil.
Yeah, I am. And if I don't get these permits soon, I'm gonna take this entire matter in front of the Board of Commissioners.
Hi. Oh. Hey, Pete. Hi, how you doing?
Hey, Peter, let's call it quits for the day, okay?
Gil, I have a lot of paperwork here. See you, Marianne.
Yeah.
Peter, good seeing you again.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
Well, first day on the job, I expected a little bit better of a welcome.
Sorry.
Well, you want to ask me how it went now?
I don't know why I should, Russ. Whenever I ask you about anything, all you say is, I can't tell you anyway.
I'm telling you, Ron, the kid's gonna be trouble.
Well, don't look at me. It wasn't my idea.
It was his first day on his job, and he's already made a complete fool out of himself.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, he keeps trying to come off like a real tough guy. I mean, you should have seen him when I introduced him to some of the girls. He thought he was real cool. Kept asking if he couldn't try out some of the merchandise. That's very funny, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe he isn't as green as we thought he was.
Oh, come on.
Why would the prince dump him on us? He's got connections with every legitimate business in this town. He could have got his kid a job anywhere he wanted.
What are you getting at?
It's very possible this whole thing could be a setup.
Why a setup?
Why not? What better way for the prince to check up on us?
Don't worry. I can let that jerk know nothing.
Neither am I. And I must say that I'm glad to see that you're on top of things, Lance.
Well, what do you think we ought to do now?
I'd be curious to find out just what our college boy is made of. You know, test him. Find out what we're up against, just in case the old man is setting us up.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. Find out if he's got any guts.
You got any ideas?
Yeah? As a matter of fact, I do.
Marianne, I know that this all sounds really bizarre to you right now. But if you just trust me, really, please, I promise, someday you'll understand why I've got to keep such a tight lip on this.
Someday.
Someday, yes, I promise you will understand.
Russ, I don't buy it. If you were proud of your job, you tell me about
I
it.
am proud of what I'm doing.
Okay, then tell me about it.
I can't.
See? Well, then what else do you expect me to assume except that you're involved in something questionable?
Marianne, please, just, would you trust me, really?
You know, I am trying, Russ, but you're making it very hard.
Either you're going to trust me or you're not. We've gone around about this just too many times.
You know, it's not like you're involved in some kind of top secret operation like a spy or something. That's not what it is it?
All I can say is, if you love me, you'll trust me. It's as simple as that.
I'm not saying that you would do something criminal. I know you wouldn't. But are you working for the government?
Look, I told Vince that I wouldn't discuss this with anyone, not even you.
That's what it is, isn't it? You're doing something undercover. I won't tell a soul, I promise.
You have a very vivid imagination.
That's not what it is?
Look, all I can say is that I have been entrusted with an enormous responsibility. And I can't betray that trust. Please, don't ask me to.
So tell me, Lance, just what did you have in mind for Weaver?
Well, the stuff we got him doing now is nothing. Collecting. Big deal. Even Blue could do that.
And probably do a better job. Where else could I put him?
No, I think we ought to let him work with the girls. Find out if he's really executive material.
Like what?
Like Paula.
You got a problem with Paula?
No, it's nothing I can't handle. We just wanted to see if the boy wonder can show his stuff.
Just what exactly is her problem?
She wants to take off. I set up appointments with her and she doesn't perform, Ron. That kind of stuff will give us a bad name, and I know we do have a reputation to uphold.
I thought you had her under control.
No, I do, Ron. It's just that she's a little kid. I sent Blue over there and he messed her up real good the last time, but I don't know, she's slow and I don't think it's sunk in.
She's in this business to stay. You make sure that she realizes that.
It's just a problem of conditioning. Once she realizes the options, we won't have any more trouble.
You think Weaver can knock some sense into her?
No, I don't. I just thought we might give him a little chance to try. And I'll personally go over there and take care of Paula myself.
You know, I like that idea. Yeah, set it up.
Yeah, with pleasure. So, what's the next move on our poor little rich girl?
As long as we're gonna have Weaver hanging around, we're not making any moves, understand?
Yeah, well, how long do you think Carpenter could hold out?
He wants to see his daughter alive. He doesn't have any say-so in the matter. This is our deal, and we're calling the shots. Speaking of which, how's your friend Blue getting along? He's been with her nearly all day, hasn't he?
No sweat, Ronnie likes her.
That's what worries me. I want you to check on him.
Hey, it's no problem. I was planning on doing it myself.
You don't leave nearly $500,000 in care of an idiot. Unless, of course, you're an idiot yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
Is Mr. McGovern around?
Yeah, he should be back any minute.
I need to see him about a story.
Yeah, me too. What are you working on?
Exciting stuff. The Kingsley Flower Society tea. How about you?
Possible missing person kidnapping?
Really? Somebody big?
For Kingsley it is, yeah, Charles Carpenter's daughter.
Great story. All McGovern ever lets me work on are dog shows and family reunions.
Oh, yeah?
You're new around here, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of. My name is Gene Redland.
Of course. Nice to meet you. I liked your work on WRD.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'm Stacy Phillips. You don't recognize the name, do you? I'm just a glorified copy person. No byline as yet.
Oh, boy. Did you by any chance do the write-up on the library auction?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Not exactly the most thrilling event of the year, but...
Oh, no, but I like what you did. Especially the description and everything. I mean, it's a pretty tough subject there. You kind of brought the life out of it, you know?
Thanks. That's what I need to see Mr. McGovern about. He always wants to cut all my good stuff out. You know, the facts girls stick to the facts.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, Phillips. You know, I'm doing a story about a man by the name of Phillips, Dr. Phillips, Dave Phillips. Any relation?
Dave Phillips? Here in Kingsley?
Yeah, he started working at a free clinic downtown Chesterfield. Do you know it?
Maybe. If it's the same Dave Phillips, it's my father. I had no idea he'd moved back here. He's working in a clinic?
Stacy, I checked out that story of yours. Nice work. And don't forget that Chamber of Commerce luncheon meeting tomorrow, all
But
right?
I was...
And Stacy, just facts. You're not writing a novel, remember?
Yes, sir.
Well, Redland, let me see what you got. I like it. Nice work. Just the basics. No sensationalism. A story like this doesn't need that, Redland. I think we'll run it tomorrow morning's edition, front page.
Front page?
Well, Charles Carpenter's daughter's big news in this town.
But what about the lawsuit?
Well, let him sue all he wants. You said it yourself. The missing persons report is a public record. So I think we're in the clear.
Okay, if you say so.
And besides, I'm curious. If we give this story big enough play, maybe we'll find out why he's so dead set against it.
Join us each weekday for more of Another Life.